Have you ever watched a river flow, not fighting its path, not forcing its course, but simply moving in harmony with the earth, carving valleys and nurturing life as it goes? That simple, effortless flow contains a profound wisdom, a truth that has inspired poets, mystics, warriors, and sages for over 2,000 years. It's a wisdom that asks us not to control life, but to move with it. This is the heart of Taoism, an ancient spiritual path that invites us to live in alignment with the rhythm of the universe. Taoism doesn't offer rigid commandments or lofty doctrines. Instead, it offers a gentle whisper. Flow like water. Live simply. Trust the way. In a modern world that prizes productivity, speed, and control, Taoism reminds us that sometimes the wisest way forward is to let go. Before we dive deeper, welcome to The Unfolding Journey, a channel dedicated to exploring the world's spiritual traditions, philosophies, and the timeless wisdom that still speaks to our modern lives. If you're someone who seeks deeper meaning, ancient insights, and practical tools for inner peace, you're in the right place. Each week, we unfold a new path, and today it's Taoism. Let's begin. What is Taoism? A historical glimpse. Taoism, also spelled Taoism, is both a philosophy and a spiritual tradition that originated in China over 2,000 years ago. At its core is the concept of the Tao, a term that literally means the way. The roots of Taoism are often traced to the semi-mythical figure Laozi, or Lao Tzu, who is believed to have written the foundational text, the Tao Te Ching, sometime around the 6th century BCE. This short but powerful book, just 81 verses, is a poetic meditation on life, nature, leadership, and harmony. Taoism also finds expression in the later writings of thinkers like Zhuangzi, whose humorous and paradoxical stories offer a playful but profound expansion on Taoist ideas. But Taoism isn't just a set of books. It's a living tradition, one that has evolved over centuries, giving rise to both philosophical Taoism and religious Taoism. Core belief, the Tao. At the heart of Taoism is the concept of the Tao, the way. But what is it? The Tao is the natural underlying order of the universe. It's not a god or a deity in the traditional sense. It cannot be seen or touched. It cannot be fully described in words. In fact, the Tao Te Ching opens with this famous line: "The Tao that can be spoken is not the eternal Tao." Think of the Tao as the force behind the seasons changing, the tides moving, the growth of a tree, or the way birds migrate across continents. It is both everywhere and in everything. Taoists believe that the key to a good life is to align ourselves with this flow, to live according to the Tao. One of the most central and misunderstood principles in Taoism is Wu Wei, which translates roughly as non-action, or effortless action. But this doesn't mean laziness or doing nothing. Instead, Wu Wei is about acting in harmony with the natural flow of things, rather than struggling against them. It's the calm precision of a martial artist, the quiet skill of a craftsman, or the way a skilled musician becomes one with their instrument. When we live with Wu Wei, our actions become spontaneous, graceful, and effective. We no longer force outcomes. We respond to life with awareness and ease. Another well-known Taoist symbol is Yin and Yang. These are not opposites in conflict, but complementary forces in a constant dance. Yin represents qualities like darkness, stillness, receptivity, and the feminine. Yang represents light, movement, action, and the masculine. Taoism teaches that health and harmony arise when Yin and Yang are in balance, in nature, in society, and within ourselves. For example, too much Yang, constant action, ambition, noise, leads to burnout. Too much Yin, passivity, retreat, inertia, can lead to stagnation. Taoism reminds us that life is a rhythm, and wisdom is knowing when to rest and when to move, when to speak and when to be silent. Another central Taoist idea is Ziren, which means naturalness or self-so-ness. To live with Ziren is to be authentically ourselves, not imitating others, not forcing change, but allowing our true nature to unfold. It's a kind of spiritual minimalism, letting go of what's artificial or ego-driven and returning to what is simple and real. This can be seen in Taoist art and poetry, which often celebrate humble scenes of mountains, rivers, bamboo, and quiet hermits, far from the noise of cities and the ambitions of the world. Taoist practices, how Taoism is lived. While Taoism is deeply philosophical, it's also a living spiritual path with practices designed to help us embody its wisdom. 1. Meditation and stillness. Taoist meditation focuses on quieting the mind and returning to the breath. It's not about controlling thoughts, but letting them settle, like muddy water becoming clear when left undisturbed. Some Taoist meditations also involve visualization, internal alchemy, transforming internal energy, or simply attuning to the breath and the present moment. 2. Tai Chi and Qigong. These graceful, flowing movement arts come from Taoist traditions. They're not just exercise, they're moving meditations that cultivate balance, energy, qi, and alignment with the Tao. Practicing Tai Chi or Qigong helps harmonize body and mind, promoting health, relaxation, and inner peace. 3. Living simply. Taoists often embrace a lifestyle of simplicity, not in the sense of deprivation, but in choosing what is essential, avoiding excess, embracing nature, and staying close to what is real. These are expressions of living according to the Tao. Perhaps more than any other spiritual path, Taoism is intimately connected to the natural world. Taoist sages often lived in mountains, away from the complexity of society. They learned from animals, rivers, and the seasons. To walk a forest path or listen to the rain isn't just poetic, it's spiritual practice. Nature isn't separate from us in Taoism, we are nature. And the more we observe it, the more we understand ourselves. In addition to philosophical Taoism, there is also religious Taoism, which developed over centuries and includes temples, priests, rituals, and a pantheon of deities and immortals. Religious Taoism incorporates traditional Chinese cosmology, ancestral worship, and rituals designed to harmonize spiritual energy. It includes sacred texts like the Daozong, ceremonies for healing, and practices of inner alchemy to cultivate spiritual power. While some people practice only philosophical Taoism, others engage in the religious aspects as well. And both forms offer deep paths to spiritual growth. What does Taoism have to offer us today? In a world filled with noise, speed, and competition, Taoism offers the wisdom of slowness, silence, and surrender. It reminds us that we don't need to conquer life. We can collaborate with it. We don't need to be perfect, just present. We don't need more. We need less, but with more meaning. Taoism is not about escaping life, but about seeing it clearly. It's not about rules, but about resonance. It asks us to listen more deeply, to ourselves, to nature, and to the subtle flow of the Tao that guides everything. The beauty of Taoism is that it doesn't demand belief, it invites observation. You don't have to convert to Taoism. In fact, you may already be living parts of it without realizing it. When you pause to breathe, when you walk without hurry, when you stop trying to control everything and allow things to unfold. The Tao is always present, like the wind, like the stars, like your breath. You don't need to chase it. You only need to notice. Thank you for watching. If this exploration of Taoism resonated with you, please consider supporting the unfolding journey. We're here to offer timeless wisdom, one path at a time. Push and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world's spiritual traditions, mystical teachings, and life-changing insights. Click the bell so you never miss a moment of the journey. Until next time, flow like water, trust the way, and keep unfolding.